morning. It's bright and early. It just hit morning lights or daybreak or sunrise. I don't know the right word for it, but it feels so good. Like I opened the window and the air just feels so crisp and cool. And I thought, let me go up to my mountain and pray. I usually wake up, as you know, I've been waking up really early in the morning. Last week I woke up at 3 a.m. every day to pray. And in the morning, I like to do my devotionals, read my Bible. And this week, I just haven't been in it the way I normally am. And yesterday just wasn't the best day for me. I know I can be really hard on myself sometimes, but for my videos, I really like to spend a lot of time like with God and in thought, and then I put the video out because I want the videos to be anointed. I want them to really touch people. And yesterday's video that I filmed, I was not feeling it. And it's not to say that it didn't have all those elements. I just wasn't feeling it because I was off balance. And the whole day I was feeling so disconnected from God. And whenever I start feeling like that, it just messes up my mood. I love God with all my heart. I love Jesus with all my heart. And everything in my day was perfectly fine. But just feeling like I'm not on a good page with Jesus, not, you know, connected. It puts me in a bad mood. It makes me feel down. So towards the end of the evening, you know, God loves you. He looks out for you. He knows. And sometimes I believe he hides so you can go find him. And by the end of the evening, he showed back up for me and I felt his presence and I felt so good. I went to sleep. And I told myself this morning I'm going to go up to my mountain and pray before I record the podcast version of that episode. So yeah, I feel good. I felt so good this morning when I woke up, and I don't know about you, and I know everyone's different, and this is something I'll talk more about later, but I do get physical manifestations. And so I can feel physically, I can feel things. And so I can feel the power when God is present or in my presence. I can feel it. And so I just got so happy because I was able to really feel it this morning. I was reading the book of Ecclesiastes. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Ecclesiastes. I was reading this book last night, and I always try to read in the morning and right before I go to sleep for sure. Sometimes I'll read after I get back home from work, but this helped to put my mind at ease yesterday. And it talked about time and how there's a time to cry, a time to laugh, a time to grieve, a time to dance. And then this page is what really helped me to feel better about my video. It says, "What do people get for all of their hard work? I have seen the burden God has placed on all of us. Yet God has made everything beautiful for its own time. He has planted eternity in the human heart, but even so, people cannot see the whole scope of God's work from beginning to end. So I concluded that there is nothing better than to be happy and enjoy ourselves as long as we can. And people should eat and drink and enjoy the fruits of their labor, for these are gifts from God. And I know that whatever God does is final. Nothing can be added to it or taken from it. God's purpose is that people should fear him." And this is a picture. And that's Ecclesiastes chapter 3. And it made me feel good because I know the video was good. It wasn't the video. It was me feeling like I wasn't feeling his presence the way that I wanted to. And I'm doing too much. Like what he wants me to do is to fear him. And I do. And I love him. And everything else is meaningless. It's going to come. It's going to go. Everything that's already happened has happened in God's book. And as long as I love him, as long as I fear him, and I live my life according to what he's asked me to do, I just need to chill. I just need to chill and not overstress and overthink every single thing. So it helped me to feel better. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and walk up my mountain while it's still sunrise, and I'm going to show you where I walk and show you the city and how beautiful it is. And it's a great place to go and pray. If you read the Bible, you get to see how a lot of people, when they wanted to feel God's presence, they went up to the mountain or they went somewhere that was like high up and secluded. And so I didn't even know that. A lot of things I didn't even know until I started reading my Bible, but I was doing it anyway, and it just felt so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and head up to my mountain. I named it Mount Michelle, just cause. How are you ladies doing this morning? I hope you're all doing well. It's really cold outside. I don't know if I'll walk the whole way because it's kind of far, but I'll definitely walk up the mountain. I might drive to the actual mountain site. So let's go ahead and go.
You're jealous of Tony.
That's crazy.
Is it? You ran out on her toast. You told me to come over here in the middle of her party, and when I get here, you're folding towels. I mean, come on, Joan, come on. That's why the marathon popped up again. Tony's won something, now Joan's gotta win something. You are jealous of the fact that your best friend is getting married.
Ellis, let me be clear. You were my problem. The way you never appreciated me in this relationship was my problem. So don't put my issues with you on my best friend. I don't have a problem with Tony or her wedding. I am excited about it. I am happy for her. Do you hear me? I am happy for my best friend. I am happy for her. I am happy for my friend. Do you understand? I'm happy for my friend. I am happy for my friend. I am happy for my friend. I'm happy for her. Okay, I'm happy for my friend.
Oh, hell, what did you do, my best friend?
Tony, Joan's crying because she's happy.
Hey. I thought this wedding would be difficult for Joan. I mean, any wedding is difficult for Joan. But then I thought, she might be a little jealous of me right now, but she'll get over it because Joan is my best friend. She's generous and able to put aside her feelings for one weekend because Joan is my best friend. But my best friend is not happy for me. She doesn't wish me well in my marriage.
I do, Tony. It's just that Ellis...
I don't care about Ellis. And to be honest, I really don't care about you right now. Today, I just want the luxury of thinking about me and my feelings. Confessing to my best friend that I'm nervous about getting married. Wondering if I'm about to ruin this man's life.
Tony, come on. Sweetie, you're doing the right thing. And I'm sorry, but I'm here for you. I'm here now.
Too late.
I have been binge watching this show like crazy, and it is so interesting how many parallels there are in that show with my life. A lot of the stuff in the show makes me like wonder if I internalize a lot of those things that I used to watch, and I don't know, it's just weird. It's almost like a foreshadowing in so many different ways. Not only the characters and like their personalities and some of the situations they've been through, but even the places that they go visit, like their stomping grounds on that show literally are my stomping grounds. Like 3rd Street, Abbey Kinney, the Beverly Grove, the Beverly Center, just that entire area are my stomping grounds. That episode really hit home. A lot of the things that were going on in that episode and in other episodes were things that I felt like I was experiencing, and it just shows that this is a pretty common issue. And I'm just really grateful that I'm at the point where I am now, where I've been able to accept it and forgive and move forward. But today I'm gonna be putting together my bridesmaid boxes, which is really exciting. This is long overdue. I've had the things for a really long time. Obviously, COVID threw off my plans drastically, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with it. God knows what I needed, and I needed the time to be able to process all of the things that were shifting in my life in terms of just like the more serious issues that I really needed to face as a woman that is reborn. I needed to really take a hard look at my life and be real with myself. It wasn't easy. As I became reborn, I just went through so many other changes. I just wanted God to purify my life. So it's been a lot of shifting and it's been a lot of movement, but God has been with me the whole time. God has helped me get through it, and I'm really grateful. I'm really happy with where I am, and I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for everything. So I did like a little braid out last night, and you know, kind of came out funky. In my last vlog, we talked about me getting that new foundation. It was that Hourglass stick. The color was way too light for me, but I did use it as an under eye highlight, and I think it looks really good. So I think I'll go back and get the color that matches my skin perfectly and see how I can play with the two. But I really enjoyed it for like an under eye and just kind of like concealer for this little area. All right, let's go ahead and get moving. It's a beautiful day in LA. It's so pretty today. This is my favorite time of the year. As you know, I love the fall. And one thing I love about it, at least here in Los Angeles, is the weather is so crisp. The air just feels like really clean and cool, and I just love the coldness mixed with the sunshine. It's just so beautiful to me. I'm just sitting up in my car about to head to the mall because I found some gift cards that I got months ago during my birthday and I never spent it. I like to wait until I use gift cards until either like I'm really low on money, or when I really get like a shopping bug. That's when I like to use my gift cards, because I don't want to be like reckless with my spending. So I want to make sure that if I do get that itch, like I really want to go to the mall and buy something, then I look and I'm so much more excited about my gift cards than when I actually have the money. So I was doing some cleaning today and I found 3 gift cards. Do the gift card dance, the gift card dance. I got them during my birthday from my mom and my sister. This was actually one of my birthday gifts. Y'all remember this purse? So pretty. One of them is to Sephora. One of them is, Hopefully it's not the Sephora inside JCPenney. Okay, one of them is to Sephora, one is to Starbucks, and one is to Nordstrom. Those are 3 of my favorite places, just in case you want to know. I'm gonna go to Nordstrom to get the darker shade of the foundation, because as you can see, even though it's so gorgeous, it doesn't really match my neck. So that's what we're doing today. One thing that's important for me is to make sure that I go to like different places and not always going to the same old mall, same old place. Like obviously I like certain malls because they have certain stores, but one thing I always want to stress is the importance of getting outside of your comfort zone, outside of your neighborhood. Sometimes you just need to go to a different city, go to a different mall, go somewhere that is much more luxurious or much more beautiful, or in a very different neighborhood that you would normally shop in. Honey, that's the only way that you get to live fully as a woman. Like, you have to make sure that you are traveling the world, and even if that just means in your little community, in your little neighborhood. Maybe you're not going to go travel to Greece or Nepal or Ethiopia or Ghana, but you can go down to another neighborhood that's an hour away from your house and get a different shopping experience. That's what helped me to change my life, was when I started going outside of my neighborhood and experiencing different things, experiencing things that were much higher than I thought I could ever achieve, much more beautiful than I've ever been taken to, and I made that like my new reality. And then it became my new reality. And you have to do it. Like, no one's gonna really do that for you. You have to do it for yourself. If you've been on my channel for a really long time, or you've watched my older vlogs, you remember I used to go out to dinner by myself all the time, like in Beverly Hills and in all the fancy schmancy areas, because that's what I like. It just wasn't in my little neighborhood, in my vicinity. So I had to kind of go away from that and look up restaurants that were gorgeous that I just felt like I wanted to be in. I was never okay with certain places. That's just not how God designed me. Everyone's different. For you, it might not be a restaurant. For you, it could be like a bowling alley, or for some people, it could be a certain garden shopping experience. Maybe you're into planting flowers and you're always going to the same old place to get your flowers. Why don't you go somewhere else and get your flowers? Go somewhere different. Do something different that speaks to you but is elevated. That's the only way that you can experience every good thing life has to offer, because this is your world. You live here. The whole thing is your world, not just your little community, not just your little neighborhood. Everything is yours. Don't let other people who may think that they're better than you stop you from enjoying your world. The whole thing is yours, and you get to decide where you want to place yourself. That's up to you. So I'm going somewhere different because I liked this place when I went last time, and I was like, this is nice. And that's where I'm gonna go, and I expect you to do the same thing, girl. You will do it when you're ready. There was a time where Forever 21 was my favorite store, and it really was. But it got to a point where their clothes was just starting to become too cheapy, starting to shrink up and rip up, and just did not match where I was mentally. And so I had to switch it up, and I got a new favorite store. Now, you know, I'll shop in different places for different things, but I really did have to elevate when I was ready to. But I'll be honest, most of it wasn't because I wasn't ready for something different. I just didn't think I could afford something different. I didn't think that, I didn't think I could afford something different. I think that was probably the majority of the reason why I stayed in that little place for so long, even when I could afford it, because I never opened myself to being in those stores and actually looking at the prices and reshifting the way that I spend my money to be able to get the things that I wanted to get. So it really always starts up here. When you're ready to finally take a look and step outside of your comfort zone and see what you can do, it'll trickle into every area of your life. It's not going to just be shopping. It'll be your education. It'll be your makeup. It'll be your man. It'll be your nails. It'll be your car. It'll be your personality. It'll be your friends. It'll start trickling into just everything and wanting the best for your life. Okay, that's your morning motivation. Let's go ahead and get to Starbucks.
You taking my picture?
It's a video.
This was my
Oh!
I couldn't leave the house day.
Okay, I won't get you on my camera.
I am who I am, so it's good. I didn't. When I wet my hair today, I didn't even fluff it up. I just went like that and put on an old T-shirt.
You look.
Well, it's a shirt from where I used to work.
You look beautiful no matter what, all the time. Good morning, loves. I'm headed to get my nails done. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and I just want to make sure that my nails are proper. I'm actually gonna head back to the mall today because something happened yesterday that was really nice, and I have to go back there to be able to take care of it. So we'll talk about it after my appointment. Alright, so I'm back at the mall, and I wanted to tell you what happened yesterday. So I went to Sephora, and I had that gift card, and because the person that purchased it got it from a Sephora JCPenney, I couldn't spend the money at that particular Sephora, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but whatever. Anyway, I did pick up a couple of things, and I was kind of just, something just told me, I don't know, just to go to like the perfume section and try out one of the fragrances that I had been eyeing online. And right above it was one of the Tom Ford fragrances that I owned. And the thing about this is that I purchased this fragrance. I love the fragrance, but for some reason the spritzer on it stopped working, and so I can't spray it out, and there's almost like, I want to say it's about halfway full. So I was really annoyed the fact that I couldn't use it anymore, and I just kind of like put it aside. So when I was in the store yesterday, I told the woman about it, and she's like, well, how long has it been since you bought it? I was like, oh, I bought it before the pandemic. Like, it's been a long time. It was in February when I purchased it, and we're in November. So it's been a very, very long time. She's like, oh, well, if it was within 60 days, I would have said bring it in and let's just do an exchange. Do you have the box? I'm like, no, I don't have the box. So she was like, well, you know, let me talk to my manager. And I was like, you know what, it's all right. Maybe I can just call like the manufacturer, just call Tom Ford and see, because obviously it's a problem with the construction, right? And she was like, well, let's just ask the manager. She was so nice. And I was like, okay. So we talked to the manager. The manager was so nice. And she's like, you know, it's only supposed to be within 60 days, but I just feel so bad that you can't use it. Just bring it in tomorrow, which is today. Just bring it in tomorrow and I'll give you a brand new one. I was like, really? I mean, I bought it in February. It is November. And she's like, just bring the bottle in and I will get you a new one. This is the bottle right here. It's this Tom Ford fragrance. I've mentioned it on my channel in the past. It's so good. It's the Metallique. It's like a vanilla. Oh, it's so good. It's very, very sensual and warm and sexy and feminine. I love this fragrance, but there's so much in it. It's probably actually more than half. So I'm bringing it in today, and I just thought it was so sweet and just such a blessed experience. Before I even drove to the mall yesterday, I spent time praying in my car. Like today I prayed all the way here. Sometimes it's nice just to sit in the car and not listen to music and use one of your keys. And it's important not only just to check in with the kingdom, but to get the power from the kingdom. And that's what I did. Like I just, you know, called a business meeting before I went out yesterday, and I just, you know, used one of my keys, and that's the kind of stuff that usually happens. Like these miracles happen. God places these beautiful people like in my day, in my life, to just help me and to give me things that just don't really make sense. It is one of the most blessed experiences, and it happens almost every single day in different ways, but it's divine. You know, it's straight from God. It's His mercy and His grace, and it's His presence in my life where these are the finer things. You know, I'm living in this same world as everyone else, but I get to experience life differently just because I am part of the kingdom and I'm using my keys. So I just wanted to share that with you because I was so blessed by that experience. I thought it was so kind of her to do that. I just wanted to share that. I'm gonna go ahead and go in now, and I'll talk to you ladies later.
Oh yes, he has.
Lord, St. Stephen. This is the day the Lord has made. We are already rejoicing and being glad in it. Howdy, neighbor. So good to see you, even though I can't see you, but I can see those Zoomers. Happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you. We are just elated to come together and celebrate how good God has been. Let's just give some hallelujah. He has been so good to us. Some praise the Lord. And sure enough, we got to get some thank you, Jesus, in there, because he is worthy of all the praise. And to him they agreed. And when they had called the apostles and beaten them, they commanded that they should not speak in the name of Jesus, and let them go. And they departed from the presence of the council, rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name. And daily in the temple and in every house, they ceased not to teach and preach Jesus Christ. Either way, give thanks. It doesn't matter highs or lows or difficulties, things are easier. Just turn to that neighbor, turn to that box to your left or to your right, turn to somebody or tell yourself, either way, I'm going to give God some thanks because he is worthy of all that praise.
I'm gonna start with drinking a shot of ginger. This is fresh, cold pressed ginger. You can even see it at the bottom, kind of stuck there. My housekeeper and her husband made it for me. So I usually just take some and put it in a shot glass. I'll add some cayenne pepper and some tahini, and I take it as a shot. Good morning, happy Thanksgiving, or should I say thanks living, a whole life of gratitude and thanks. I watched a sermon this morning that just uplifted my spirits and just got me feeling grateful and thankful to God. I was worshiping for a while this morning, just listening to like old school gospel music and just feeling so filled. I think this is the first year where I've actually reflected on Thanksgiving in a thankful way for so many things in my life. Usually it's just about like family, but this year I've really reflected on how God has blessed my life and shined on me and how thankful I am for all of that. And I want to know from you, of course, I'm sure a million people have posted, what are you thankful for? But it's past Thanksgiving now after you go get this video. So I want to know what you're thankful for on today specifically. What in your life are you really grateful for? One of the things I'm most grateful for this year is being able to enter the kingdom of God. This is something that not every person who believes in Jesus gets to see. I'm so grateful that I was able to get my citizenship and be governed and ruled by a different kingdom. That is why my entire life has changed. That's why I have so much joy. That's why I have a peace that no one can touch, a peace that just glows from within. I don't know what else to say, but I'm just so grateful for that. Getting that new citizenship is the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I know a lot of people will ask, like, what is so great about the kingdom of God? Not talking about, just being a Christian, going to church, praise and worship. I'm talking specifically about being able to enter the kingdom of heaven. The thing I would say is having control, having power over your circumstances. This is something that every single one of us as humans searches for. We all want to have power over our circumstances. That's why we want certain jobs. That's why we want to be rich, because when you're rich, you can have power to buy whatever you want to buy, go wherever you want to go, sleep all day if you feel like it. That's why people want to be beautiful, because when you're beautiful, you have power. You have power for people to follow you. You have power to get any man that you want, any job that you want, opportunities that you want, favor just because you are beautiful. It's power. So each and every human being is searching for power over our circumstances. So if you're sick, you want to know that you're going to get better. If you lose your job, you want to know that you're going to have another job. If you want to have a husband or a baby or a home, you want to know that you're going to be able to have it. You want to have power in that. You don't want to be a victim to everything life throws at you. And that is what the kingdom of heaven offers, is power over our circumstances. When you're able to be a kingdom citizen, you get the governor, you get power to pray, you have access to keys, and you can choose to use those keys to open lots of doors to get you every single thing that you need here on earth. And you have protection from so many different things, because God has an army waiting for you to fight for you. As a kingdom ambassador, God has a host of angels, and that is their job, to fight for me in the spiritual world. I don't need to fight. All I need to do is use one of my keys and open up those doors, and everything is provided to me, because he has a whole system set up for his citizens. And I'm just so thankful. I'm so thankful. Let me know what you're grateful for. It is Thanksgiving, so obviously it's COVID. It's going to be a little bit different. We're going to do like a drive-by Thanksgiving thing where we're going to go ahead and, like, honestly, I don't really know, but I think we're going to drive by one of my cousin's houses, and she like made pre-packaged Thanksgiving dinners, and we're just going to do like a quick hi-bye, get back in our cars and go home. That's always really hard with family. Like, it's a lot easier with coworkers or obviously strangers and friends to just kind of be in the same area and kind of commune and then leave. But family, when you're around family, you don't think that the person's gonna have anything that's gonna harm you. Like, you just want to be close, you want to be able to touch, you want to be able to hug, and it's different with family. All the rules go out the door, right? We shall see.
Happy Thanksgiving, people.
That's what you want to say?
I mean, God bless everyone. I hope you find joy today. Happiness, all that good stuff.
That lemonade is so good. That lemonade is the best lemonade. No, it's the best lemonade. Baby, it's the best lemonade ever.
I don't want to hear it.
The free meal before the meal.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Come on.
Hey, oh, you told me.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. What you got here?
This is pumpkin cheesecake.
Pumpkin and cheesecake. Wow.
Yes, it is.
Is it frozen?
Absolutely.
Well, I hope your teeth can handle it.
You want to try this?
Come on.
Are you eating it? Yeah, just grab a piece.
Well, what do we say? Do we like the pumpkin and the cheesecake together, or they should be separate?
5-star rating?
4 stars? Separate. Okay, that's what everyone says. That's a consensus.
Josh, you want to try some?
I'll give it a 3. He's like, no, thank you. Yes. Let's see.
Wait, I want some more.
You like them, Brooklyn?
I'm gonna give it.
Alright, well, before we take off,
I'm gonna give it 5 stars.
I give it.
I knew you would, because it tastes like ice cream. So, babe, what'd you think of the lemonade? You guys should have seen when he took his first sip.
Very good. Probably the best ever.
This is one of my favorite wines. You can recognize it because it has this red top on it, but it's a very delicious wine. For those of you who like a good full-bodied wine.